Bueno, pues muy buenos días a todas las personas que empiezan a unirse a esta sesión informativa con Durham University. Mi nombre es Karen Martínez, yo soy integrante del equipo de COLFUTURO y pues el propósito de esta sesión básicamente es brindarles a ustedes toda la información correspondiente a esta institución académica y pues responder a sus preguntas más frecuentes. Bueno, yo quiero contarles que en este mes de agosto hemos estado desarrollando una gran variedad de webinar informativos para todos ustedes, así que si tienen interés en conocer las universidades de convenio pertenecientes a países como el Reino Unido e Irlanda, con las que, pues como bien saben, Colfuturo ha establecido alguna relación de alianza y les puede ofrecer beneficios, pues van a poder hacer participación en ellas. El día de hoy les quiero contar, nos acompaña Alice Myers, ella es International Officer en esta universidad y va a brindarles información súper valiosa acerca de, en general, la institución, oferta académica, financiación, procesos de admisión y demás recomendaciones generales. También quiero recordarles que pues también abordaremos información relativa al convenio que tiene Colfuturo con esta universidad, que consta específicamente de una beca del 100% para un beneficiario de Colfuturo y 20% de descuento para todos los demás estudiantes. Aquí también tengo que aclarar algo y es que este beneficio no aplica para programas de MBA. Bueno, pues nada, cabe mencionar que si tienen alguna duda, alguna inquietud o comentario, lo pueden poner en el cajón de Q&A y vamos a estarlos observando y pues también revisando al final de la sesión. Así que sin más preámbulos, Alice, te doy la palabra. Alice, thank you so much for being here. You can go ahead with your presentation.
So we've been a university since the year 1832. We are the third oldest university in England, apart from Oxford and Cambridge. We have a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Durham City that includes our cathedral and castle. They both date back to the 1000s. We have 17 colleges of residence. Housing is guaranteed for all international students at Durham. And colleges are very fun at the university, so you can really get involved in volunteer opportunities. You can get involved in sports, anything like that. So plenty of fun opportunities there in the colleges. We have about 20,000 students, and this is about 4,200 postgraduate students on campus. We're 33% international, so we have students from all over the world that come and study at Durham. And we have a £700 million investment. It's a 10-year project. We're still working on it currently, but this is just to show that while we're a very historic city, we also have very modern labs and facilities. And we put this little note down here, 1870 to 1963. We used to be conjoined with Newcastle University, but we split off in 1963. So they kept our medical school, and we kept more of like the business, humanities, liberal arts courses available for our students here. Where you may have seen Durham before. The cathedral was used in the first 2 Harry Potter films. So you can see a lot of the Quidditch practice scenes, McGonagall's Transfiguration classroom, and if you're a Marvel fan, Avengers Endgame was also partially filmed in the cathedral. Where we are located, we are up in the northeast of England. To give you kind of a reference point, we are about 3 hours from London, which is further down south. And about an hour and 45 minutes from Edinburgh in Scotland. But the UK is very, very accessible. Train tickets are usually pretty inexpensive. You can get around with the bus system too. So public transportation is very accessible for you as a student. It's a very safe city. It's very walkable. Durham only takes about 35 minutes to walk from end to end. So you can walk to your residence hall, you can walk to your classes, to the downtown area, all within 35 minutes max, even if it's shorter for like a route that you take that day. We're nearby a beautiful countryside. So in the northeast, we have about 70 different castles you can go and visit. We also have some beautiful beaches nearby that you can see. This is a photo of Bamberg Castle. I think they have a 5-mile long stretch of beach here. Even surfing is popular up in the northeast. So there's plenty of activities and fun things to do. And just to show you some photos of the city here, on the far left-hand side, we have photos of our castle, the interior of our castle. Again, it's one of our residence halls. To the right-hand photo on the lower half of the screen, that is St. Mary's College, and then above it, that is Hilden Beat College. So just a few examples of some of our colleges where you can live at Durham University. Here are some photos of some of our buildings. So I mentioned we have very modernized labs and facilities. So the photo on the left-hand side, that is of our teaching and learning center. One of our archaeological labs up here, and then again, another photo of our teaching and learning center from the outside. So just some modernized labs and facilities that we advertise to students. And for some photos of the downtown. So I mentioned, we date back to the 1000s. We have very historic restaurants and shops in the city center here. So this is off of Elvet Bridge going up to Sadler Street, which is the main street in Durham. So you can see a lot of the historic shops and restaurants along the pathway here. And then in the top corner, on the top right-hand corner, we have our castle and cathedral. You can see they're very, very close to one another. I think a 2-minute walk. And then one of the many bridges that we have connecting the mainland onto the peninsula where Durham downtown city center sits. Okay, here are some of our rankings. So we are ranked 89th in the world with the QS World Ranking System. If you haven't been on the QS World Rankings, I highly recommend you visit it. You can look at how universities in your country rank versus universities in the UK, United States, Pacific, Asia. So a lot of different opportunities here to kind of see how they're ranked. We are ranked 7th as a university in the Times and Sunday Times, same thing with the Guardian and Complete University Guides. So for UK rankings, and there's about, 120 or so universities within the UK. And then we are ranked 19th for subjects within the top 100 in the world. And we also have 10 subjects in the world's top 50. So again, we're a very highly ranked institution here. You can see in the photo, this is going to be off of Sadler Street, the main street in Durham. If you continue walking down this pathway here and turn the corner, you can see our castle and cathedral just right around there. So everything, like I said, is really close by within a 35-minute walk. Some subjects that are some of our world's ranked programs are going to be world's top 10, archaeology, classics and ancient history, theology and religion, and our top 50 worldwide are geography, anthropology, English, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested in any of these subjects, you'll get a very high quality education at Durham. And if you're interested in business, we are triple accredited for our business school program. So that's AACSB accreditation, AMBA for European, and EQUIS accredited. You can see a lot of our rankings here for our MBA, very highly ranked program, our online MBA as well, which has a smaller cohort of students. And then for postgraduate programs, we usually rank 5th in the UK for business school, 13th for Financial Times, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested in business, we can definitely talk more about this. All right, for facilities here, or faculties, we have our Durham University Business School. Again, you can do accounting, economics and finance, marketing and management. We also have arts and humanities, science and social sciences. So 4 faculties total. For about 130 or so postgraduate programs overall. So as you can see, there are plenty of things to choose from here if you want to focus more on the sciences, social sciences, so on and so forth. And usually our programs rank within the top 10 overall in the UK. So we have our 19 subjects in the world ranked programs, but usually within UK standards, they rank within the top 10. Does anyone have any questions at this time? For program structure, for postgraduate taught, our master's degree programs are typically going to be 1 year full-time, different from maybe some 2-year programs you might have seen in other parts of the world. Students learn through a mix of teaching methods, which are lectures, seminars, workshops, and tutorials. Lectures are not very large. They're probably about 30 to 60 students on average. Seminar style classes are more discussion based, so they're probably between 15 to 25 students, kind of taking pieces of the lecture and maybe discussing it more, making sure students are understanding the topics. Workshop style classes are going to be if you're doing any lab work, working on group projects, maybe in the business school, so they give students time to collaborate. And then tutorials, again, are going to be kind of more discussion-based, like the seminars, except they're about 5 to 10 students, and it's usually with an academic or a tutor within the department. So we're really trying to make sure you're understanding the material, taking that and putting that into use once you graduate from the program. You can take core and elective modules as a postgraduate student. Most of the programs, since they are only 1 year, are going to only be available for core modules. However, elective modules, you might be able to pick 1 to 3 depending on your program, and it usually equals 180 credits. If you want to look at our handbook, I put a little QR code here so you can look at the different modules you'd be taking. So it has a syllabus for most of our 130 postgraduate programs here. You will have a dissertation for a majority of our postgraduate programs, but you have the whole summer to work on this, usually from June up until the middle of September to submit the dissertation, and you have an advisor as well. So we really, really help you along with this program. All right, just going into a little bit more about our college system. So again, we're a collegiate university. We have 17 colleges. And if you want to live in a college, again, it's guaranteed, but you do not have to. We have private accommodation, and we can help advise for private accommodation too. And this forms part of your social experience at Durham. So it's not just for undergrad students, it's absolutely for postgraduate students as well. And like I mentioned, you can get involved with volunteer projects, you can get involved in sports leagues, you can get involved in different societies, all through your college. So you really feel involved as a student. And it's a mix of international and UK home students as well. So you really feel like you're a part of the university. They are kind of like Harry Potter houses. So instead of only the Gryffindors and Slytherins, Ravenclaws and Hufflepuffs, we have 17 of these Harry Potter houses. So again, a lot of our students have pride in their college that really stays with them the entire year that they do their postgraduate program. This is just a photo of one of our formal dinners inside of the castle. So I was lucky enough to attend a formal dinner in the castle about 1.5 years ago. But it's basically a 3-course meal. They do an appetizer, entree, and a dessert. And usually there's a fun social activity for the students afterwards. So after the formal dinner that I attended, there was a band playing in the common room area, and the students went off and, did some fun things. But this is very traditional at Durham. We have colleges that have gowned formal dinners, so think of the Harry Potter gowns, but we also have more casual dining experiences as well, depending on the college you want to be a part of. And here's colleges at a glance. So here's a little chart here. I won't read everything, but it just kind of gives you an overview of what you can expect within your college. So the map of the colleges on the right-hand side, again, we have 17. In the downtown area, we have 5 colleges. So you can see a few of them listed here, the 5 in the more historic downtown city and district. And then the ones on the lower half of the map here, these are going to be the rest of our colleges, more on the campus side. So the Durham University campus, I would say the majority of buildings are located on the lower half of the map, but also we have buildings across the entire city of Durham. Our business school Waterside campus is downtown now. Our students union is downtown. So it's a very integrated city and university. It's pretty much everyone who lives there knows it's very much a university town. You can read all the names of the colleges at the top. So we have Collingwood, Gray, Hatfield, John Snow, so on and so forth. You can see the year of establishment. So our oldest college is University College, which was established in 1832. That is our castle. And our newest college is South College, which was established in 2020. So we have anything few and far between more historic colleges versus the newer ones here. You can do a meal plan through your college. So we call it self-catered and catered accommodation. Self-catered means you can cook for yourself and have like a little kitchenette area, which comes with certain appliances and a fridge and a pantry that students can utilize. Or you can do catered, which is 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. So usually students will like to choose that if they really want to focus on their studies. Again, you can look at gowned formals here. Where it says yes, that means they have the robe. Where it says no, that means it's more of a casual dinner. Total number of postgraduate rooms you can see in each college. The one that has the most rooms is Ustinov College because that is postgraduate only. But the rest are going to be kind of that mix of undergrads and postgrads. However, postgraduate students always get their own room within a college that's fully furnished. And then they have a common room space. So you get the middle common room as a postgraduate student. So you're not going to be around younger students all the time. Total number of full-time student members, as you can see, are in the 1000s. And that's just because even if you don't live in your college, you can still experience the college or be a part of the college experience, still use the common room, still get involved in societies and sports and whatnot. The only difference is you won't be living in the college. But anyway, that is colleges as an overview. It's a very important part of Durham University, a very important part of our culture. So it really makes us unique within the UK. Any questions on colleges? All right. For sport, we are #1 in the UK for team sport, and it's for 10 years in the running here. So we have 18 competitive team Durham sports leagues that do travel and compete with other schools. However, you can see we have 700 intramural sports teams, and that's usually through the colleges that we have. So you can play beginner football up until very advanced, almost club level football. You can play volleyball, again, beginner up to very advanced level. So we have anything as far as like introductory to more intense level sports, but we have usually 18 competitive sports leagues. We have invested a lot within the sports complex. This is called Maiden Castle. So you can see there's 5 outdoor pitches you can see along here. The indoor facilities include one of the only indoor rowing tanks in the UK. We have a huge workout facility students can use. Typically, the colleges will have a small gym, but if you want to use a larger gym, you can come and use the one at Maiden Castle. So it's very lovely and very nice and not too far away from the city center, maybe about a 20-minute walk here. And again, we our sports university title here. So if anyone is interested in playing university level sports, you can absolutely do that at Durham. I really enjoy this photo. This is actually of the Durham Regatta. It's been going on since the 1800s. And it's a rowing competition that happens every June. So I was on campus back in June when this rowing competition was happening, and it's all day long. It's from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and it's back-to-back rowing competition. So some of our Durham students participated, some high school students, some senior people within the Durham County participated. So it was really, really fun, but the whole city typically comes out to watch this. And you can see the castle and cathedral right in the background. So I really think it's a nice photo. Theater and music are huge at Durham. We have 27 student-run theater companies. So you cannot study theater at Durham, but if you would like to get involved in theater, you absolutely can. Acting positions, musicals, or even working behind the scenes in theater tech. And we have about 90 theater productions a year. So that's usually more than one per week. So there's always some type of show happening within Durham City. And we also participate in many festivals, including Edinburgh Fringe Festival for over 10 years. We have 84 music societies, just plenty like there are theater companies, and 80 concerts a year. So between theater and music, there's always just a show going on. And if you want to participate, you absolutely can as a student, or if you just want to go purchase a cheap ticket and go watch a concert or a theater performance, you definitely can. Durham University is a Steinway school. So every college has a Steinway piano. We have 61 Steinway pianos sprinkled throughout the university. And it's the largest all Steinway school in the UK. So any new pianos that we get at the university, they have to be a Steinway piano. And then our Students' Union is separated from the colleges, but still a way for students to get involved if they want to participate in any societies outside of their college. We have over 200 clubs and societies across the university with an 85% participation rate. Students can participate in anything from academic programs, societies, so like archaeology society, computer science society, anything like that. Any faith-based language and culture societies, charity, volunteer work, anything like that, it's open to them. Or just social fun societies like Bubble Tea Society or Free Falls, our skydiving society. So they will never be bored at Durham, I promise. For Solar Car, we've been running this program for over 20 years. Usually has over 50 student members with different teams, so different expertise for students that want to do technical, logistics, business, and marketing. We're the only British team that's finished the Bridgestone World Solar Car Challenge in under 6 days. So that's in Australia, which is from Darwin to Adelaide. So this is a really fun program, again, you can get involved with as a student at Durham. And then DUCFS is Durham University charity fashion show. We hold this every year. It's been running for over 40 years. And again, they split up students into teams where they can participate and build their resume, like executive, creative team, fashion team, so on and so forth. We've raised over £1 million in the past 5 years alone from the charity fashion show. And it's Europe's largest and most profitable student-led charity event with over 3,000 guests. So if you want to go and watch the charity fashion show or be one of our, executive team members, you can do that as a student. And I mentioned volunteering a few times, but we have over 50 student-led community projects. We've received the Queen's Award for volunteer service. And as a university, we've concluded over 40,000 hours of student time volunteered yearly, which is amazing. So there's many different projects going on within County Durham that you can get involved with. We offer plenty of support as a university. For the colleges, we have induction week, which are usually formal ceremonies, and they get to meet other students within their college, meet their staff members and everything during that first week of school. We have student support teams, mentor programs, and parent programs as well. So if you would like a buddy on campus, we can definitely pair you with someone. And for the university, we have counseling services if you're looking for any mental health support, academic tutors, if you would like someone to kind of walk you through certain programs and projects that you're working on, chaplain and disability support, which you can disclose through your application. But Durham University has a 97.5% continuation rate, which is a graduation rate, and it's the third highest in the UK. So students are coming to Durham, graduating on time with their high marks. So again, a very highly ranked institution. For careers, we have dedicated career services for all students. We're ranked 50th for employer reputation. So we want to make sure our students are coming to the university, learning their material, and obviously finding a job afterwards. So our career center can help write CVs versus resumes, help with interview prep, anything like that. And 90% of our graduates are in full-time employment within 15 months of graduating, which is an excellent number. So if you want to learn more about this, I can send you our career center page. For alumni, we have over 200,000 alumni globally. We have plenty throughout the world, and usually our alumni office on campus will do alumni events in different areas throughout the world here. So just looking for, alumni events within your area. Okay, admission purposes for Columbia here. A bachelor's degree, so tecnólogo en a subject area or título de subject area with a minimum GPA of 3.8 out of 5, depending on the program. The GPA will depend on the program you're interested in studying, but that will be kind of the range, that 3.8 out of 5. So you can expect that for a bachelor's degree here. And for scholarships and funding, I'll talk about two here. Columbia is a Chevening eligible country, so awards up to £18,000. And I believe there's 10 awards with Durham University for Chevening eligible countries each year. And then COLFUTURO, which this webinar is with today. We have one full ride scholarship. It covers 100% of tuition and fees, but also we honor a 20% tuition discount for any postgraduate taught and research students. So any COLFUTURO students that receive the award, we will honor this 20% tuition discount for any students that receive this award and program. So you can read more about these on our scholarships page, and I'm sure everyone in this webinar too can talk to you more about the COLFUTURO award. For recognized English language tests, IELTS, TOEFL, so on and so forth, we accept a variety of different language tests and exams. Scores required vary by degree subject, usually a 6 for bands for direct entry. I think between like maybe a 6.57. And then there's also pre-sessional English available. So if students want to come the year before and take English introductory classes, it's definitely available for our students before they enter into the full postgraduate degree. Okay. This is the email address. It's latin.america@durham.ac.uk. And I will put my information right here. So it's Elise Myers, North American International Officer and based out of Austin, Texas. This is my email address and my phone number where you can reach me. And I can also send a copy of my presentation to you, Karen, so you can give this out to any students that are interested.
Yeah, that's perfect. Alice, thank you very much for all the information that you have given us. So now we have some questions through social media. De igual manera, quiero hacerle la invitación a todos los asistentes a que hagan sus preguntas a Alice. Cualquier inquietud que tenga, ella nos las va a ayudar a responder. So, well, Alice, we have some questions here, and a person is asking, can students work on campus?
Yes, they can. With a UK student visa, any student can work 20 hours per week. And we have on-campus positions. So anything from working within your college, working as maybe a research assistant, working as a tutor, anything like that might be available part-time for postgraduate students. And you can also work off campus. So you can work as a barista in a coffee shop, you can work at a bar in town, work as a server, work in a bookstore. There's plenty of opportunities and availability for international students. So I like to make sure students know that it's not just on-campus positions. You can also work off campus within the city of Durham.
Perfect. It sounds great. Thank you. Well, is there any problem if I travel with my family? And do you offer any help?
Yes. So traveling with your family, you're only the UK changed their visa regulations, I believe it was January 2024. So that really recently this past year. You can only travel with your family if you're doing a PhD program, so a lengthy research program. They will honor family visas for partners, for dependents, anything like that. If you're doing a taught program, usually they won't be able to get the visa for that program. So if they're looking into PhD programs, yes, absolutely, you can bring your family members along. And if you are doing a research program, we do have family housing. That was through Ustinov College, mentioned it briefly in the presentation. So if you want, you know, a 3-bedroom flat, we have 1, 2, and 3-bedroom privatized flats, usually for family members, so they can, you know, live amongst them in university housing.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. Well, okay, in relation with our agreement, yeah, how do you select the only one student that will be receive the 100 scholarship?
Yeah, we use an internal committee to select students. So usually it's people within the North America team. It just kind of depends who we select as the advisory committee. But yes, we look through everyone's application and we choose the student based off of the information from COLFUTURO. And we give the 20% discount to any student that, again, does receive the full award.
That's perfect. Alice, thank you so much. Well, can students do an internship during the master programs, for example?
As long as the internship isn't more than the 20 hours per week. We don't want it to cut into students' study time and working on projects. So I think it is possible. And I would probably encourage them to do a paid internship if that was possible. So as long as it fits into the regulations and doesn't cut into study time, I don't see why it would be an issue.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, here we have a question from William. And William says that he already have been accepted to Durham. And he also is beneficiary of COLFUTURO in this year, right? But he requested the deferral to start in 2025. So he was informed that he had a 20% scholarship for the master in management. So the question is, does that 20% apply for the following year, for 2025, or he have to do all the process again?
I think I would need to double check with our scholarships team to make sure we could honor it. We have students defer their application all the time. It just depends on the scholarship if they honor that from year to year. So I will definitely double check and get back to you.
Perfect, Ali. Thank you so much. And finally, maybe you could tell us about what is the kind of candidates, what is the ideal student that are you looking for?
I can definitely talk about that. So for Durham University, we're a very highly ranked institution. We're just looking for high achieving students, students that are really passionate about maybe some of the programs we offer, the research behind them. So I encourage students maybe to look at certain research groups or look at the syllabus to make sure there's certain classes that are falling into what you would like to study, what are your passions, and why specifically Durham University. So I would basically highlight that on your application and just make sure you're doing your best and making sure that people are looking over your application and seeing if you need to change anything or add anything. But yeah, that's what I can say.
Perfect, Alice. Thank you so much. Santiago is asking, what is the average tuition cost for a master's degree?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it depends. Our lowest tuition rate, it's 22,750 pounds, and it can be up to, I think it's 37,000 pounds, but that's for the MBA program. That's our most expensive program on campus. I will say more of the social sciences and liberal arts programs fall between the 22,750 and maybe up to 28,000 pound range. And then a lot of our STEM focused programs are probably between 28 to 33,000 pounds. And just because there's more lab work required.
Yeah, that's perfect. Alice, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you showed us today. Actually, this is a very interesting destination that I know that attendees are going to investigate in more depth. So thank you for your disposition, for your time, and we hope see you in a next opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me today. Again, I put my contact information there. So definitely
Please.
send me an email and I'll send you some follow-up information as well. I'll send you it by email, the copy of the presentation and just some links that students can look through and sift through about Durham.
Yes, perfect, Alice. Thank you so much. A todos los asistentes, pues muchas gracias también por su asistencia, por su participación activa y por su gran interés en Durham University. Como Alice y yo lo mencionamos, vamos a compartir esta grabación y demás información de importancia para todos ustedes a lo largo de esta semana. Así que de nuevo, muchas gracias y nos vemos en una próxima ocasión. Hasta luego.